Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Off the McBee Path. Today we have a special guest. It's Seal on tour.
Yeah, I am pretty special.
You all know him.
If you want to say that.
You all love him.
I don't think any of them knows me. They certainly don't love me.
Today we're in the Baghdad airport, leaving after 8 days. A very magical 8 days in Iraq. It started very crazy. I fucking got scammed out of a cheeky $100 at the, what was it called? The currency exchange. It started terrible for me, but it ended up being one of my favorite countries.
Hell yeah.
What did you think of it?
Dude, I just came here because I got a lot of free stuff. I didn't feel like buying any meals for a whole week, so all I had to do was go make friends on the street, and we were hooked up.
Yeah,
but,
it really is like a hobo's paradise, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, that should basically describe how dope it is and how dope the people are. Is like, we'd go out on the street and people would always want to meet us, and then we'd sit down, have some tea and shisha, and they'd get offended if we tried to pay. I bought some guys some shawarma the other day, and fuck, they really let me have it. And so like once
How dare you?
Yeah, exactly. They were triggered, and like since I did that, like they had to go buy juice. They offered to drive us all around the city, and they still didn't think it was enough because I bought them $1 shawarma. So, sorry, I spent $4 on you guys. My bad.
Yeah, we were just like perusing around this little place, trying to get some tea and shisha. And they got us shisha, they got us waters, they got us tea. What else did they get us? Was that it? Juice, anything we wanted. They're like, I will get it for you. It is my responsibility to get this shit for you.
Exactly.
And then you had to go fuck it up and be nice to them.
It was honestly more like of a social experiment. And I just went across the street because the shawarma shop was popping off, and it was a pretty cool vibe. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna get shawarmas for everyone. And I did, and yeah, that's when I made the wrong move.
It was honestly hilarious because I feel like they didn't know where you were going. You just disappeared and you came back with shawarma, and they were like visibly upset. They were like, why the fuck would you do that to us?
Yeah,
why would you make us
exactly.
look bad in our own country?
It's like a shot at their dignity.
So what did you think of Iraq, man, in general?
In general?
Yeah.
I just think that it's a place that gets like a bad rap, I guess, in the media, because I guess there's still a lot of like fear lingering from the war and whatnot. But as a tourist, I gotta say it was like one of the craziest places I've ever been.
Yeah. It was so hectic, dude. Like, I feel like every time we left the apartment it was just like chaos, pure chaos. Like kids coming up to us. Like, dude, we went to this mosque, and you guys, Seal has a YouTube channel, Seal on Tour. You should go follow him.
I do.
But we're gonna release many YouTube videos from there. Probably like 14 in total or something like that. Like
I filmed 6.
I filmed like 5 or 6, I think. So
yeah, it's like 12.
But there was one where we went to this mosque, right? And these kids are like fully fucking ambushing us. Like, oh, I love you. Like kids were like coming up to me, like holding my hand, like pulling on my clothes, and like.
And then they started cussing, and they just kept saying like "F you," and flipping us off, and they thought it was hilarious.
Well, hold on, we should listen to this. Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's weird.
Already?
35. Yeah,
Oh,
35.
fuck. Well, yeah, we could pause this. We could put a pin in this. You want to go to the gate?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we could we'll keep recording at the gate.
We'll be right back. Dude, that was probably the most intense airport security I've ever been through, dude.
Dude, there's like 3 whole things that you put your bag through and it scans them. And I was saying, well, you know, they didn't make us take our computer out, so it's not that serious, but they did at the 3rd one. There's also a canine at the start. It was really cute.
Yeah, I've never seen a canine that serious. Like, they made us put our bags in a straight line. They made us stand behind a rope, and the canine sniffed it. And then we came in, metal detector number 1, metal detector number 2, metal detector number 3.
Yeah. In a small-ass airport. Like, literally, like, probably 50 meters separates me and the first one. And then the next one is just over there. Third one's there. It's been a lot.
Yeah, it's tiny. But, I mean, to be fair, they've had a lot of things go down, so I imagine.
There's a lot of stuff. In the history books, it's just known as the stuff. But we made it.
We made it, dude. We're going to go back to Istanbul.
Fuck.
Here we go, dude.
Istanbul's pretty mid, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, why do you say that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I tried to film a video there like every day, and I just didn't really get much good content there, but I really don't know why I'm saying that, but I just enjoyed here more, I gotta say.
Yeah.
You know what? It's very touristy. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's very touristy.
People from all over Europe, Central Asia,
Yeah.
everybody knows Istanbul.
It's the center of the world. That's the thing.
Literally.
It just makes a lot of sense, you
Yeah.
know? That's why one of the biggest airports and the biggest airlines in the world is in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Because it's just in the center of everything. We're in the middle of the world right now, dog.
And to be fair, like, dude, how many tourists did we meet in our 8 days in Baghdad? Like,
One.
2? 1?
Yeah, but they were also just visiting family. We never
Yeah,
like
that's true.
saw people who were like tourists that weren't visiting family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they were like Iraqi nationals from the USA or from Britain or whatever, but
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Do you like that? Like going to a place and you're like one of the only foreigners?
Oh, for sure. Like, for what we do as far as like making content, if you go to a place where there's a lot of tourism, like certain spots in Istanbul, no one's gonna like want to talk to you or like, I don't know, just like say what's up, you know? And that's the kind of content we make. It's like, we don't go and see all these sites and shit and explain them and this is the history. It's like, we do it for the people. We want to show the cool people. But if the people don't give a shit about you, then that's kind of whack, you know? Or it's touristy, and the people give a shit about you for the wrong reasons because they just see dollar signs, you know? And here is the exact opposite. People wanted to spend money on us instead of get our money.
That's facts.
So,
Yeah, no, that's true. I do feel like people were like ready and willing to scam me, and that's what I always try to tell people. Like the touristy areas are actually more dangerous than like the local neighborhoods, with a few exceptions. But like if you go to like places in Tijuana or like even fucking like Orlando, Florida, like people are ready to scam you, bro. Like, but here in Baghdad, like, oh my God, it's a rare tourist. Like I haven't seen one of these in years.
they finna keep you safe.
Yeah.
Like anything we could do for you, just like let us know. And if you run into any trouble, anything ever, please call me.
Dude, the amount of people that said that, like those literal words, like if you need anything, call me. I will drop everything I'm doing and I will help you.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They really, well, at the same time, it's like they have so much pride for their country. It's like obviously they care about other people, but it's just like they have so much pride for Iraq that they just want to be a good representative of the country, shown a good light. So like, yeah, if anything I could take away from this and tell the people, it's just like, yeah, excellent fucking people, A1 fucking people, like some of the best people I've met in the world, and I've been to a couple places in the world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even like our friend Ahmed, like I think he was a weirdo, but he still wanted to make us love Iraq. Like he wanted to show us a weirdly good time, like
I
within
know.
his framework, like a very controlled version. You know
Did
what I
he
mean?
though? Are we gonna get into this right now?
Honestly, yeah, I would like for you to
But,
tell the story, dude.
Like, dude, he was the first person to be like, don't trust this person, don't trust that person. And it's like, my dude, that's all we've been doing here is fucking talking to strangers and meeting strangers, going out with tea to them, going to their house for food, getting in their vehicles, you know? And it was very hypocritical.
Wait, you should run it back.
We're gonna run it back.
How do we
We're
meet
gonna
this
run
guy?
it. So
how do we meet this guy?
So we met him on the street, and like one of the first things he said to us is that he works for the U.S. Embassy, he's a U.S. citizen.
Oh, no problem. It's okay.
Keep going. Yeah, it's good. Don't worry.
Well, you lot vloggers.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
What did you do around there? Hiking?
No, in Iraq we just went to the city, to Baghdad. Yeah.
What, sightseeing?
Yeah, sightseeing. No problem.
Did you
It's
go
okay.
anywhere nice?
Yeah, a few nice places. Yeah. Met a lot of nice people. Yeah. Sorry. No problem.
All right. So, on our first full day in Baghdad. Oh wait.
No problem. Yeah.
Let's let this guy go. Okay. On our first full day in Baghdad, we met this guy on the street named Ahmed, and he claimed that he was an Iraqi U.S. citizen, that he worked for the embassy, he was a general, he had all these connections, whatnot.
Yeah, he consulted for generals and politicians.
He said there was a lot of careers. He said
he
that he did.
He owned an
Airline,
airline agency, but he was afraid of flying.
Yep, weird. Okay, And so the first day, one of the first things he said was like, I'll show you Saddam's palace. We can go to U.S. Embassy, potentially meet the prime minister. Crazy shit like that. We're like, hell yeah, dude. We got his number. The next day, right in the morning, he hits us up. He's like, yo, let's go get suits. Like, if you're going to potentially meet the prime minister day and go to the U.S. Embassy, like, we got to get you fitted. And we're like, fair play. So and we knew from the start this guy had a lot of money. And he's like, money is not an issue for me. And so he paid for everything. He got his suits and everything. And that was when things kind of started to get a little sus for me, because he started to talk about like all his different career things and also living 8 years in the United States, but he also didn't seem to know that much about U.S. culture. So, and I don't know, I've met like pathological liars before, and I just kind of got that vibe from him that like everything he was saying wasn't quite the truth, and I think he was trying to talk himself up. And also people who want to talk themselves up want to look good by spending money on people and having like people with suits around them. So I don't know, I was getting a little sus from the get-go. We started talking to a local who just saw us on the street, and then Ahmed noticed this and he got really upset by it. And he just like, we were drinking coffee, but he's like, no, we're getting a cab, like get in this fucking cab.
Yeah, like get away from this guy, he's
and
not
so
safe.
We got in this cab and he started flipping out on us to not talk to strangers and whatnot. And I was basically like, dude, that's kind of hypocritical for you to say, considering you were a stranger we met on the streets. This is a stranger we met on the streets. How can you tell us not to talk to this guy when it's exactly what we did with you? And he's like, well, I'm a general, I'm a U.S. citizen, I work for the embassy. And I was like, dude.
He's like, I know everything. I know what's going on in the streets.
Yeah, XYZ. And it's like, well, those are just words, man. Like, I have no proof for it. And at that point, I was kind of tempted to ask for his documentation, but I was just like, fuck it. He did all these nice things. Whatever, fast forward that evening, he gets us to suit up, and we're going to Saddam Hussein's palace, which for some reason opens at 10 in the afternoon. And he brings us into this place, and it's just like a shopping mall with restaurants and a bowling alley. Very high class, but it did not seem like Saddam Hussein's palace. It was really sus.
And he said that's why we needed the suits, to walk around a fucking shopping mall.
Dude, there was people with track pants there. Like, I felt very uncomfortable with these suits on, walking by people dressed normally. Like, that's
and they were staring at us too. Like, not only are we foreigners, but we're dressed in these fucking suits. And by the way, Ahmed wasn't even wearing a suit himself.
Yeah, and
like he just dressed us up as like little puppets.
That made me feel weird. Also, like, we would say hi to people at the window, and he'd be like, don't do that, don't put a target on your back, same spiel as before. And he says, like, just for our protection, don't do that. It's like, dude, for our protection, why are you like dressing us up in the nicest suits and bringing us all over the damn city in these suits? Like, I want to look casual. Like, I don't want to wear all this nice fancy stuff and then go out in public with you. So, like, I would get it if we were going to the embassy, or like he said, potentially meeting the prime minister. But to go around a restaurant, a shopping complex, like, I didn't appreciate that, and I felt lied to. Regardless, we spent all this money. Like, I can't be bought over. Like, I don't care. I was really fed up at that point. Next, we got back in his whip with his private driver.
He had a private driver, and he said allegedly he has like 20 bodyguards that surround his house because he's a fucking works for the U.S. Embassy and blah, 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 and there's a target. But yeah, the whole thing was like, he put us in the suits, and I feel like that made us stand out even more, bro. Yeah. Like, the days leading up to that, like, we're just dressed like normal-ass dudes, and we're getting along with everybody. We're saying hello to everybody. We're fitting in, and then the suits, no one wanted to fucking talk
to us, dude. Like, just seemed like we were there on business or something, which, that's fucking whack. So we roll up to this politician's house, apparently the ex-minister of finance, but his house did not look like the kind of house the ex-minister of finance would live in. And he tells us to wait at the door. And it almost seems like they were trying to kind of set up a setting or whatnot. And we walk in there. And,
he knocks on the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait here.
Yeah.
And then we walk in, and homeboy is just praying.
Yeah,
like,
just right on time for prayer. And
but it actually wasn't. We asked our friend later, and it wasn't even.
That wasn't even prayer time, because they stick to a strict schedule, and that was not prayer time. So yeah, we shake his hand, and we're like all cordial and whatnot, and then he sits us down, like good Iraqi people, great hospitality, gives us coffee and tea and crackers, whatever, and we take one sip of the coffee, and Ahmed's just like, okay, that's enough, we gotta go. But first, before we go, like, let's take some pictures. And so at this point, like we didn't think anything was weird about it. We were just like, yeah, let's take some pictures.
Yeah, because they love taking pictures.
Yeah,
They
it's
love
like
it.
whatever. And then he started this is the only time he ever took out his phone, and he was like, oh yeah, say this guy's a good guy. And I'm like, yeah, he's a good guy. He's like, no, say his name and then say is a good guy. And I had to put my arm around him and be like, so and so is a great guy. He's got a great house with great kids, solid dude, blah blah blah.
Right. Religious, nice, pious guy.
Yeah,
Prays 5 times a day.
Exactly. And this was the only time Ahmed ever got out his phone, ever took any pictures, and ever recorded anything. But at the time, we were kind of oblivious to that. Like, we were kind of, it just kind of flew over our heads.
Yeah, we didn't really piece together like the suit to politician to like being filmed connection. Where I feel like the next day we're like, wait, why the fuck did we wear the suits? We're in this guy's house, and we even asked people later, like, this was not the finance minister. Like, and this guy had said he was like the finance minister under Saddam. Yeah. Which, if that were true, he would be dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they killed everyone that worked for Saddam. So like, what the fuck, dude? It's just in the moment, I feel like my attitude every time we leave the house is just like, oh, we just get whisked away and I'm just along for the ride. But this time was like, yeah, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like,
and then after that, we just went to some mosque. He was really rude to some Afghani immigrant, and it was also the same thing, like, don't talk to these persons, don't talk to these kids. These kids were making jokes about us because we're just like Americans or Canadians, and he was like, stop talking to them, they're making jokes about your family. I'm just like, dude, that's what fucking kids do. Like, let them make their jokes. And then he gave some guy $6,000 American on the street. And then at that point we were like, yeah,
a fat stack of $100 bills.
We've had enough. Let's go home. So he drops us off, and while we're on his way home, or even throughout the whole night, he's telling us all these plans he has with us to go to like X, Y, and Z place in the city. He'll pick us up tomorrow morning. We'll get breakfast and continue on our merry way. We get back, and I just started to flip my lid because I did not feel good about what happened. I felt used. I felt like he was trying to buy our friendship or whatnot. I felt like a little whore in his suit. I did not like it whatsoever. And then it was only till the next day we actually picked up that, like, did we get used for some kind of propaganda? And it's just a theory. It kind of seems like it, if, like, considering he made us say all these things and the way we showed up. But regardless, if that's the case or not, maybe he was a genuine good dude, and maybe he was the finance minister. Regardless,
but he wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
Regardless, it's just Ahmed wasn't a guy I wanted to hang out with. Even if he said he would buy us all this shit, I don't want any of that. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, he mentioned that we could go to a gold shop and he would buy me whatever I wanted. He'd buy me plane tickets. He'd buy me XYZ.
His fucking gold. I would feel like a little whore in his gold. I don't want his goddamn gold. I don't want anything from him. He just gave me the ick, as the kids say. And after them, we were like, let's ghost this dude. But I think he got what he wanted from us. And I think
the photo opportunity. He wanted to be seen with like rich foreigners.
Yeah. Like, and we didn't really hear from him. I think he called you once, but like for the rest of the time, and consider we had all these fucking plans, we didn't really hear from him at all. And I was fucking stoked. Like, I did not want to hear from him. Like, I was preparing to ghost like cold turkey. But yeah, I think he got what he wanted. And yeah, we didn't see him again. But it kind of made me put my guard up a little. And to be fair, a lot of people say...
That was like the third day, right?
Yeah, third day. And a lot of people say you can't trust everyone here. And like anywhere you go, like, just have a little bit of a guard up, you know?
Yeah, I think we just got here. I mean, it happens to me a lot when I travel a place. Like, I go somewhere and I like really fall in love with it and I start trusting everybody, and then like some shit pops off like that. Yeah. And to be fair, like nothing really bad happened. It was just like a weird vibe, and like honestly, I feel like he might be involved in some kind of crime. I don't know. He had a private driver.
I don't want to make you look dumb, but you're a little bit more oblivious than me, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
There was a bunch of clips in the video through the night where I'm like, dude, this is sus. This is sus.
Yeah,
and you're like, you think so? And I'm like, dude, this is fucking sus.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't feel in danger. I was just like, why the fuck do we have these suits on? I mean, it was just weird to me. I didn't feel like creeped out, you know what I mean?
Dude, the only time I've actually felt kind of endangered when he was bringing us down this sketchy alley to the finance minister's house. I was 2 seconds away from stopping and be like, Ahmed, what the fuck are we doing? Like, real talk. Like, we're going to a fucking finance minister down this fucking raggedy ass path. Like,
Yeah, like
I was literally in that. I was like, come on, dog. Like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like, I was about to say I'm going to wait in the car, and say if that's the only thing he wanted to do, I would have foiled his whole fucking plan. He would have been like, okay, you can walk home. I would have been like, gladly. Like, I was ready to get in a cab at some point.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it definitely bothered you a lot more than me. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing with the suits, it just was weird. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, we're walking around in a mall, but I don't know. It almost was like amusing to me. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah, it was funny, and it's funny looking back at the footage, but I don't know if I'll ever get my dignity back. You know?
Yeah. That's gonna be like a painful one to edit. I feel like.
But no, besides that, like, everyone here has been the kindest fucking soul. But you know, I'd say, like, if you anywhere you go, like, first just hang out with people in public. Go out for tea for them. Go out with coffee for them.
Yeah.
Don't go with them to meet the prime minister of somewhere, because
for all of you
after
out there
you
watching,
just
to
meet
get
them,
invited to the
'cause
prime minister's
that's
house.
super sus. And even if they have a lot of money, it doesn't feel good when people buy you a bunch of shit for the wrong reasons. Let me tell you that. But I mean, I have morals. Maybe you don't, so you know. So do you, baby girl?
Yeah. Are we good on this?
No, we're still good.
Okay, word.
Yeah, we still have a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the thing with the Iraqis is, like, I just kind of conflated his, like, weird egotistical, because dude, honestly, like, I don't know if we got used for propaganda. I just feel like he wanted us to film him being nice and buying shit for him to look cool, for Iraq to look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is, like, not far off of what the normal Iraqi person wants. Like, they want their country to look good, but he's just an asshole with a lot of money and power.
Yeah.
And he was just throwing it around. You know what I mean?
For us, it's just like, dude, we don't give a shit if a person is rich or poor. Like, a lot of the countries we travel to are underdeveloped countries. Like,
I'm poor, fuck it.
we just fuck with people who have got kind hearts and good souls and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck how much money you have. Like, dude, we could have hung out with that guy for the rest of the week and fucking milked him for gold and shit. It's just like, I don't want that. I want to go fucking skate with my homies in Mexico who, like, we just eat fucking street tacos and shit. Like, I don't care how much money, like, anyone has. It's just like, if I fuck with them, I fuck with them. I didn't fuck with that guy.
Yeah. But no, I mean, honestly, I'm glad that happened, like, towards the beginning, because it made us kind of like, all right, like, maybe, because the next day after that, we didn't leave the fucking apartment. We were, like, sketched out that he was, like,
I think
had a tap on us or something, like.
Yeah. And then we called Sarah, this girl who works in Washington, and she got us even more spooked. Like, I was looking for flights out of here at that point, but then we kind of cooled down. We're like, it's gonna be okay. Well, we've almost made it out. But I think it was just a good learning curve altogether. It's just like, dude, you got to keep your guards up a little bit.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, a number of people told us, like, yeah, you have to be careful. I wouldn't get in anyone's car or, like, go to their house, whatever. But the thing is, like, everyone is inviting you. Come to my house for tea. Come to my house for fucking fish. Like, everyone loves to bring you into their home.
But, like, I think, to be fair, like, Ali, like, we met Ali on the street. We talked to Ali for a bit, and then we went out with tea with his friends. Like, dude, we sussed that out the right amount to be like, hey, we're fine to go to this person's house. You know, like, I'd say, like, dude, take your baby steps if you meet people in a foreign country, and then go over to their house or then get in their car. But, like, dude, to be fair, that was not fucking taking baby steps with Ahmed.
No.
We met
full
him,
send, bro.
dude. It wasn't even a big conversation the first day we met him.
Like
it's
5
just
minutes.
like, yeah, let's go here. I'll text you tomorrow. Cool. We met up with him. Get the fucking suits, and then we're on our merry way. Like, dude,
get in your car with my private driver. We're gonna do everything I say. Like, yeah, they're weird. But yeah, but then we met Ali, like this other guy that will appear in many of our videos.
Absolute
he's a fucking legend.
Jam. I think just your videos. I don't know if he's any of
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ali's a homie, dude. Really smart dude. Honestly, like, such a good heart, dude. I feel like he's a great representative for Iraq. And I feel like,
and all his homies.
Yeah, and he was just a nice palate cleanser after, like, feeling kind of scummy after hanging out with Ahmed.
Yeah, and that's the kind of one of the guys we called to be like, dude, we're kind of shook. I think we called him after calling Sarah, the Washington girl, who got us even more spooked. And Ali was like, dude, like, if you want to leave your hotel right now and post up with me or my friends, like, the next 3 days, like, I fucking got you. I was like,
yeah,
damn, dude, like, Okay. And
No, he even called one of his friends, Muhammad. He's like, "Hey, I want you to go to the hotel and like stay with them." Yeah.
crazy, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, bro. The ops are after us. Like, go stay with the boys. Like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
And dude, he just treated us right.
yeah. But no, I feel like, yeah, man. In general, the Iraqi people are literally the most hospitable people I've ever met. It was actually, like, we were about to leave last night, and I started to get a little teary-eyed. I was like, man, I'm gonna really miss this place. Like, people really take you in. You know what I mean?
For real.
And
We definitely.
Yeah,
I
so-
reckon we got to venture back at one point.
yeah, so fuck a level 4 travel advisor. If you guys are interested in coming to Iraq, if you like nice people, if you like dank ass food, nice weather. I mean, we came in November. Weather's been
Yeah.
great, but
Just
really cheap, affordable, fucking awesome place. They love tourists too. They love to see tourists. So, yeah, come to Iraq.
get it, and let us know how it was. Tell them we sent you. Hell yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We need to get on this flight, but
Good
this will
timing.
not be the last you see of Seal. We'll be back from another country shortly.
Peace out, kittens.
Bye bye.